So now, if there are questions, I'd be happy to chat about them with you. I believe if you have a question, you can enter it into the chat box.
Great. Actually, Josh, this is Healy from Office Drop. Thank you very much. That was great. We did get a few questions during the webinar, and I answered them privately, but probably would make sense to let you take a shot at them. Although I'm going to take the very first one is very easy. Several people asked if we will be making a recording of this webinar available, and the answer is definitely yes. We will be. We need a couple days to make sure we produce the video and that the audio and everything is good quality, and then we'll be sending out links to everyone who registered for the webinar, so you'll be able to see it and look at it again if you'd like. Um, we had a few other questions. One was about how Office Drop works with Evernote. And Josh, maybe it would make sense for you just to introduce Evernote for a couple of seconds so people realize what that is. And I know you're going to talk about that in another webinar, but someone did ask, so it would probably
Sure,
be a great moment for you to introduce that.
absolutely. So there are a number of great online and offline tools to help you manage your paper. One of them is Evernote. Evernote, which you can find at evernote.com, is essentially a database where you can keep all sorts of bits and pieces of information. And it's a very friendly, easy to use database. It doesn't look like a database. It looks like a series of notebooks where you can keep things by topics, by tags, by labels, however you want to organize your stuff, you can keep it in Evernote. So it's great for keeping all sorts of different types of things, things that you find online, things that you might find out in the world. And additionally, and maybe Healy, you can chime in a little bit more about this, it hooks into Office Drop. So you can put your Office Drop documents directly into Evernote very easily. Additionally, Evernote plays nicely with lots of other online services that you might already be using. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail on the next webinar.
Perfect, Josh. Yes, thanks. So Office Drop does integrate with Evernote. So we are a scanning service and digital filing system, and we can turn your paper into text searchable PDFs and push them into Evernote if you like to use Evernote to access your documents. And you could either automatically have them pushed or just push selected files. So we've had a lot of success. A large number of our users use both services, and Evernote is a great tool. We're very happy to work with them. The next question that we had was, can we address the IRS goals of document retaining? Liz McKinley says that CPAs say one thing about retaining documents in hard copy form for the IRS, and professional organizers say something else. Josh, do you have any insight or opinion that we can offer there?
Sure. So it's tricky is the answer. I have definitely been in the situation where I've talked to two different CPAs and they both said two different things about scanned documents. The IRS guidelines say that scanned documents are accepted. However, when you talk to your CPA, I like to use them as the final arbiter of what's right for your own situation. So ask your CPA or your bookkeeper or whoever prepares your taxes what they feel is best for your situation. You certainly can still scan all of your stuff. The question is whether you can get rid of the papers once you've scanned them. So what I would encourage you to do is check with your tax preparer, ask them what they think about going paperless, whether they're okay with you scanning your documents and then getting rid of them, and use that as the answer for you. Because even though the IRS guidelines say one thing, I've found in my professional experience that not all bookkeepers, tax preparers, CPAs, and enrolled agents are on the same page with the IRS, even though in truth the IRS should be straight from the horse's mouth. Especially if your bookkeeper or tax preparer or CPA is a little bit old school, you'll find that they're probably not very comfortable with going paperless, especially when it comes to tax-related documents. So a bridge solution is to scan all your stuff. That way you still have an electronic copy of everything, and just simply archive the paper-based versions. That tends to work pretty well. But you may be surprised to learn that for me, my tax preparer insists that I keep paper copies of everything for 10 years. I almost fell out of my chair when I heard that, but I scan everything too. So for me, I get to have the best of both worlds. And my tax preparer is happy, even though I'm not.
Thanks, Josh.
Sure.
So the next question that we have is from Kazina Navis, who asks regarding cloud-based and internet scanning services. If you decide to no longer use the services, how do you get back your digitized content? So I don't actually know how that works for Evernote, but I do know for OfficeDrop, my company, we're have a large number of customers now, and unfortunately, every month or so, a customer or two decides to leave, and we have a couple of different ways that we can get that content to the customer as they leave the service. Either we can burn the digital files onto a DVD and send that to them so they have it sort of on a physical medium, or we also can provide a encrypted and compressed link where they can click it and then download all of the digital files directly onto their desktop. Josh, I actually don't know what the answer is for other services, particularly Evernote. Do you happen to know that?
I do, and it varies from service to service, as you might guess. Evernote specifically, since it's a hybrid online and offline service, you can download the Evernote software for whatever computer you happen to be on, synchronize all of your data, and then it can live just on your computer. It doesn't have to go up to the Evernote servers. So at any point, you can always re-download all of your data, have it live on your computer, and then cancel the Evernote service. You're actually still able to use the software on your computer even if you're not connected to the Evernote servers. For other tools, specifically scanning tools, it depends. Most let you download your stuff as PDFs, which you can then store on your computer however you best see fit. Some let you download them en masse, so you can get them all at one time. Others force you to do it one scan at a time. So that can be quite a tedious process. Others, like OfficeDrop, will let you, for a fee, get everything on a DVD. So it varies tremendously, but most services don't lock you into their service forever. If you choose to leave, most let you export your information in a variety of ways.
Perfect. Great, Josh. Thank you. Julie has a question. Her question is, do you recommend that clients duplicate or back up local copies of what they upload to a service so things are kept in the cloud as well as locally? So I guess the question is, if you are storing things in the cloud, Josh, do you recommend that people store them locally as well? Actually, I'll provide the office drop answer is that we do not. We put everything in the cloud in our own system, and it's backed up in multiple data centers in different parts of the United States. So we feel very secure about those files being backed up. But Josh would love to hear your opinion.
I say do what you feel comfortable with. If you feel confident that the cloud-based solution that you're choosing has adequate backups and has multiple data centers like OfficeDrop, then if that's enough for you, then let it be. But if it's not, it certainly doesn't hurt to back up local copies as well. It just makes for some data confusion and redundancy potentially. But if the I think the most important thing is if you're not comfortable with just having things online, then by all means have a copy locally as well. Because if you don't feel comfortable with the tool that you've chosen or you don't feel comfortable that your data is safe, it's really hard to work effectively when there's that trust factor that hasn't been established. So do whatever you feel comfortable with, but try to find solutions that make it easier for you to do that, whatever backup method or additional redundancy you choose. Try to make it not an extra chore.
Great, thank you. The next question, Josh, is from Matt. He wants to know if you have a favorite mobile scanner that you use when you travel and have receipts.
My favorite mobile scanner, I have to say I'm partial to the Neat Receipts family of scanners. I just like them. They work really well. They look cool, which I don't know, for me, I like that sort of thing. They seem to be pretty durable, and especially when you're looking at a mobile device, you're generally not treating them so gingerly. And the Neat Receipts scanner, they've done a pretty good job of making it a solid piece of hardware. So I've been a fan of that. I have been checking out the Fujitsu ScanSnap, the portable one, but since I already have an automatic document fed scanner at I heard good things about those. One thing I would encourage you to do if you're considering getting a mobile scanner is go online, read reviews, make sure that it's compatible with the system that you have, make sure it has the features that you're looking for, and see what other people say about its reliability. Because again, these things have a lot of moving parts, especially the mobile ones. You want to make sure that they're durable. And check it out before you buy. And also, make sure that you're able to return it if you don't like it.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh. Is there anyone else who has any other questions? And also, you can obviously email or Josh, is your email on this slide? I see your phone, so obviously you can call Josh if you have questions. And
Yeah.
then my email is Healy, Healy, at officedrop.com. And
Yes.
I also want to extend the invitation to the webinar coming up in a couple of weeks. Because we did switch the webinar technology provider there, everyone will have to re-register for that to get the link to log into it, unfortunately. But we're very excited to host that, and definitely want to thank Josh for this. This was very informative. Thank you very much.
My
Um,
pleasure.
Oh, actually, Josh, do you want to give a quick lead for the, or explain very quickly? Laura would like to know what the next session is going to be about.
Sure. So next time we'll be talking specifically about the different technologies and tools and web apps, both online and offline, that I recommend, that I like, and that I use with clients. Ones that will help you go paperless, manage all sorts of different types of documents. So we touched on that a little bit during the Q&A. People were asking questions about specific tools. We'll be going to that in depth on the next webinar, and specifically how to use them, why you'd want to use them, what they're good for, and how they can save you time and money.
Great. Well, well, thank you very much, Josh, and thank you everyone for joining us. We look forward to hopefully seeing you on the next webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.